Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today, as it says, we are talking altcoin. Now, if you're new to crypto, you may not know exactly what altcoin is. What it simply is defined as is any cryptocurrency that is not Bitcoin. And that's a really broad statement. That means pretty much anything is an altcoin. And yes, but there is very many different potential benefits and risks to each of these. Speaking of risks, I need to start at the top by reminding you that I'm not a financial advisor. This isn't financial advice. The dynamic nature of cryptocurrency in general makes it very difficult to predict the future performances of any of these with any kind of certainty. So remember to do your own due diligence and do your own research before investing into any of these, because it's a really hard game to play, and there may be some people out there that have more knowledge on it and maybe you follow them, but I would not say follow anything that I say here with any kind of certainty. I'm just taking guesses. But that being said, this discussion is mostly going to focus on a select few altcoins that have shown really strong potential in the past and could be considered investment opportunities for 2025. We are going to be talking about Solana, Ethereum, XRP, Avalanche, and Render. Now, just starting with the overall potential benefits for altcoins in general, there's higher growth potential there, especially with smaller market caps. This may offer higher potential returns compared to Bitcoin. Also, the technological innovation that has occurred since the innovation of Bitcoin, there's been a lot that's changed, right? So many altcoins have been built on newer blockchain technologies, and that means that they can offer different innovative solutions that Bitcoin just wasn't privy to at the time and hasn't been updated to since. So that's another reason to consider these. Also, diversification. Obviously, a lot of investors out there will tell you it is important to invest in a variety of different things, and for altcoins it goes doubly. You can go out and invest in a variety of different altcoins in order to diversify your crypto portfolio overall. That being said, obviously, there's risks. Altcoins are extremely volatile. They are generally going to be more volatile than Bitcoin, leading to greater price swings. Now, that means you can make greater returns, but it also means you could lose a lot of money. Lower liquidity, so some altcoins have lower trading volumes overall, making them more susceptible to price manipulation overall. You get whales come in and they can make bigger changes than you would really want to see. But also regulatory uncertainty. The landscape for altcoins is still evolving every day, and that could really impact the overall future. Keeping all of this in mind, we are going to go ahead and take a look at some of the top altcoins that I think will be in 2025. Some of them are pretty obvious to longtime crypto fanatics, but outside of that, you might see something that you're kind of already expecting, or you might start considering a different one that maybe you weren't looking into yet. So let's kind of dive into each of these. Starting off, go big or go home, you have Solana. Solana is such a big one, 85% bullish right now. You can see the trend. Obviously it's been a rough time, but if you go over the past year, you can see the trend. It's been kind of rough, especially over the past year, these past 6 months, but it was and is a very popular altcoin. It's on a high performance blockchain that's emphasizing Solana's speed, scalability, making it suitable for decentralized applications, dApps in other words, and as well as just all kinds of DeFi projects. It's a growing ecosystem currently ongoing. There's an increased number of projects that are and as well as developers that are building on Solana. So you're seeing all kinds of new, dApps coming out and different kinds of things coming out on the Solana blockchain. Also, so I personally just see there being a lot of potential here. Solana's got the potential to become, maybe the leading platform for dApps and DeFi. So that is something to consider if you're, curious about Solana. Next up, we have Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, gotta wait for it to come up. Boom. Ethereum is one of the most dominant smart contract platforms out there. Ethereum's position is just at the top. It is the most widely used blockchain for smart contracts. Ethereum 2.0 is where there is ongoing, upgrade for Ethereum to this 2.0, and its potential for improvement is, scaling and is super efficient. So we're waiting to see just what happens with that, but it is in the process of upgrading. So that is a big one. Ethereum may be the biggest one out there. So obviously that's going to remain a central pillar for the crypto ecosystem going forward. Next up, we have XRP. So let me pull that up for you guys. You can kind of see how it's doing as well. Just done some crazy good jobs, but XRP has a real focus on cross-border payments. So this is going to drive up use case, facilitating faster and cheaper international money transfers. It's very useful for people who are going across borders or needing to pay people overseas. This is going to be very useful for you guys. Also, regulatory developments, they are consistently in an ongoing legal battle between Ripple and the SEC. So this could potentially impact XRP's price, and its overall adoption. So this is one that could be very volatile based on that alone. So you may want to, kind of kick back, take a look, see what happens. But XRP does have that potential to be adopted by many financial institutions, especially ones that operate in multiple parts of the world. At least that is my opinion anyway. So next up, we have XRP. This has a large focus on cross-border payments. One of its primary use cases is the ability to facilitate faster and cheaper international money transfers. So if you're going over the borders, if you're trading overseas, different things like that, that's going to be pretty important to you, obviously. Now, there's some regulatory developments that you should be aware of. There is ongoing legal battles between Ripple and the SEC, and it may have a potential impact on XRP's price and adoption. So that's something to keep in mind, and could make it fluctuate all over the place. You can see here, after 4 years of legal limbo, XRP is finally getting institutional momentum, I think is what's that, it's institutional moment, there you go. But yeah, so it's one to keep an eye on. It has high potential. It's got the potential for adoption from, by different financial institutions that may seek to use it over borders, and especially for corporations that operate worldwide. This might be a big one for them to utilize. So next up, we have Avalanche. So let's switch over to that. Now, Avalanche is a great place for DeFi and dApps. It's their ability to support a wide range of DeFi applications and enterprise blockchain deployments that's really putting them on the map here. The scalability and the customizability that Avalanche has is, it's got a high throughput, as well as the ability to create custom blockchains on it. So that's going to be, really integral going forward for the crypto sphere in general. I think it has also a really high potential in becoming a key player in just the overall DeFi space, just because of that commitment to customization and the scalability of it all. So one to definitely keep an eye on this next year. Next up is a very interesting one, render. Now, this one is all about the decentralization of GPU rendering. Now, you know, with how the world is going and how much more rendering capabilities are needed for different things, including virtual reality as well as augmented reality, and also all the metaverses that are being created and the overall metaverse that is everywhere. The idea that everything's connected and the interoperability between those things. Well, a lot of rendering power is needed, and Render's network, its entire aim is to connect those that need the rendering power with those who have it. So this has a really big potential in regards to disrupting the current rendering industry, forcing people that need to get rendering, you know, directly to purchase their own power directly, get their own render farms and stuff like that, but help you get connected to the people that can help you render the things that you're attempting to render with a lot of flexibility, I guess is what I would call it. Now, I will say high risk here. Security scan for render is high risk, but it is worth, you know, keeping an eye on. Simply because of the utility of it, especially for certain people out there potentially creating metaverses and things like that. It'll be one that they'll be keeping an eye on for sure. But that's basically it for this video. There's a bunch of different altcoins out there for you guys to check out, but these are some really big ones, especially Solana, Ethereum. They're really top runners out there that a lot of people use, but these other ones have their niches and they have their utilities that people are definitely going to be interested in and investing in for those reasons. And yeah, you should definitely go out there and really do some research and see what ones work for you. There's all kinds of different tokenomics that go into it, the technological innovations in the different fields. You know, Solana, I really think is one that's really paving the way for a lot of that, but Ethereum, I mean, none of these come without Bitcoin, right? But each one likes to, you know, create something new along the way. And I think Solana has done some crazy good stuff in the DeFi field and where dApps are concerned. But then you have Ethereum, which is just another powerhouse. So check them all out. We'll have links in the description for you to give them a good look. But that's all we have for today. We'll see you in the next one. Later.